Hey, it's me, unapologetically T. Let me turn off this fan. Hold on. I'm back. I'm here with another poem. This one is called Toxic Mothers, and it's kind of like a compilation of my experience with the toxic mother. Um that definitely presented as a non-toxic mother, and also some experiences of other people's experiences they shared with me, or stuff I actually witnessed other toxic mothers do. So I'm gonna get into this. It is trigger warnings, and I just want to say that I hope that this poem finds who it needs, and that you do not have to excuse abuse just because it's your mother. Sit with that, hold that in your heart, and know that you may cut off anyone who disrupts your peace. Thank them for giving you life and carry on. Um, but yeah, so I'm gonna get into it. Toxic mothers, and I did not mean to do that. I really needed to clear my throat. Toxic mothers. It's funny how society constantly point out absent fathers, but no one wants to talk about the elephant in the room, the toxic mother. Way more damaging than the absent father, both wrong in their own right. So many variations of a toxic mother. People judge Slim Shady when he aired his mother out. Like, he let out all the skeletons in his closet. The world gasped at what happened to Gypsy's mom, but what happens when the abuse is very subtle and or covert? Like, you don't even know you are abused until you're an adult. Like, Munchausen syndrome is so blatant after a certain age. Within childhood, you most likely realize that your mother was sick as shit and it was not you. But what about the kids that grow up and are stuck with the damage of the manipulation, gaslighting, control, using them as pawns or paydays, and so much more? Covert toxic mothers try to turn you against a good father who loves you. I watched this with my ex. His baby mama used to use his daughter as a pawn. He loved his daughter and wanted her to have a great education and chance at life, but her mother wanted her to be a popular flag girl wearing all the latest clothes and shoes, but could care less what was in her brain. She parented her from her own lack, not realizing it takes a village and her daughter wasn't a paycheck. Nothing was never enough, and she would misuse everyone that cared for her daughter, burning her own daughter's village to the ground. Now, my ex wasn't a saint, but he wanted to be in his daughter's life. He would buy her clothes, but because it came from Marshall's or Children's Place or Burlington, it wasn't good enough. His baby mama wanted to raise a material girl, and he wanted a daughter with a brain. I pray for my stepdaughter all the time, and that she find her own balance. Things are okay. Things are okay, but being emotionally sound and intelligent will get her a long way. Mothers who hate their daughters actually jealous of them. Like, if their daughters are beautiful, instead of admiring them, she tears her down with her words. Treat her own daughter like Cinderella. Whew. Mothers who make their sons the man of the house cringes me out the most. Instead of actually healing herself so a real man will want to be around her, you parentify your children. Your son is not your man. Mothers who touch their children inappropriately exist as well. I saw one of my cousins rub her grandsons in between his legs in a thrusting motion. My mom is shocked. Her daughter wasn't even aware. But I called Justice, like, why the fuck are you rubbing him there? I would only imagine what was happening in that house. I could only imagine what was happening in that house. I always feared for my cousins, but was scared foster care was much worse. I've heard some horror stories. Mothers who still talk to their daughters' abusers is one of the most hurtful things. My sister experienced this, and so did I. I was still willing to forgive my mother because I just know sexual abuse ran rampant in her family, but she still resists to admit her negligence. Like, why would it be okay for you to deal with a man that would touch your own daughter? Mothers who emasculate their sons causes them mothers who emasculate their sons because they pick their ain't shit dads. So she has grown to hate men, trying to steal her own son's manhood, making him bitchy like her. Like, sit your ass down and teach your son how to lead instead of verbally and physically abusing him. He didn't pick his dad, bitch, you did. Mothers who just want control over their kids try to keep their kids around just to fill their own needs and voids. Like, you don't want your kids to succeed so they can need you. It's just so sick and twisted. That's why so many adults are in arrested development. Mothers who try to steal their children's joy, like you bait me into arguments just to get an emotional rise out of me, like gaslighting your child so you don't have to face reality. Creating kids and adults with personality disorders because they had to endure living with a crazy bitch. Excuse me. Don't tell me, but that's your mother. I fucking hate that shit. Because of that saying, people choose a life of picking abusers for friends and romance. Then society turns around and say, why would he or she choose to go through that? They're making an active decision. Like, I love myself way too much to ever go through that. Good for you. Good for you. But some people aren't raised off of secure love, but sometimes pure hate. Now, if you are one of those people that feel like I'm excusing absent fathers, I'm not. Absent fathers are detrimental to kids as well. However, an absent mother is far more damaging than an absent father. Excuse me, let me gather myself because this pisses me off. I'm not excusing absent fathers or piss poor ones, but they get talked about a lot. And as a woman, I feel like it is only right that I shed light and call out the bullshit of toxic women. Toxic mothers are so detrimental to their children. A toxic mother is far more harmful than an absent father. So, man, watch who you plant your seed in. Because if she too toxic for you to stay around, imagine what she'll do to your seed.